One of the biggest lies we tell ourselves in the Christian church is that the law of the Old Testament doesn't matter, that Jesus came to set the law aside. I heard something like that growing up in the church, and I bet you did too. Hello, I'm Stuart Baskin, pastor of First Presbyterian Church of Tyler, Texas, and this is your daily devotional for Friday, July 3rd, 2020. In the next two installments of my personal canon of really important scripture passages that help us interpret the rest of Scripture, we'll talk about the law, that is, the law in the Old Testament. Today, the Ten Commandments. Then God spoke all these words, I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an idol. You shall not make wrongful use of the name of the Lord your God. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Honor your father and your mother. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet what belongs to your neighbor. Now, I've edited them to remove the commentary that goes along with them, but you should read them in their full in both places where they appear. Those passages are on your screen, both from Exodus and Deuteronomy. I want to say just three very brief things about these commandments today, and then continue my comments tomorrow. First, we have to remember what Jesus said in the Sermon on the Mount. Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish, but to fulfill. However we interpret the law from a Christian perspective, we cannot simply disregard it. Secondly, we have witnessed unfortunate culture wars in our country over the public placement of the Ten Commandments. I may be a little cynical here, but I'll bet you that most folks who want the commandments placed in public places couldn't recite the Ten Commandments if they tried. Which is to say, they have a lot of symbolic value to a lot of people, but many people don't really understand them. Third, not many churches, even those that bray loudly about the commandments, talk about them in worship. They may have their children memorize them at some point, but then they think their work is done. One of the things we are serious about in our congregation is including the law in worship nearly every Sunday. Most of the time, we include the summary of the law that Jesus quoted from Deuteronomy and Leviticus, and we'll look at those tomorrow. During Lent, we say the Ten Commandments together. Why? Because we take them seriously, not as culture war weapons, but as something infinitely more important. The law is our training in righteousness. All of which is to say, we know the law is important, but we don't always know why, and we don't always know quite how to apply them to our lives. Tomorrow, we'll drill down on that. But for now, it is enough to know that the law as summarized in the Ten Commandments and the summary of the law is too important to be turned into a culture war weapon. No, it is our training in righteousness. Now may God continue to bless you and keep you in all that you do this day and in all the days ahead.